YouTubers, Mike Martins here, Mike Martins channel. More than 400 administrative health sector workers being laid off in Ontario. Remember guys, public sector, private sector jobs. Private sector, fund the public sector. No private sector, no mom and pop shops. And like, well, Mike, there's bigger stores and stuff. Those guys don't pay taxes. How many corporations do you don't pay taxes? Any tax they get, they expense it off a loss, and they find a loss, and they find ways to lose money to basically not pay tax. They go out of their way not to pay taxes. So it's the mom and pops, middle class businesses, basically, not providing services. Well, some service businesses, but mainly retail and other ones you could sink, other businesses you could sink your teeth in, because that's when people charge the full GST and the provincial sales tax on sales, on goods, right? And on services, you can only charge, I think, GST. I'm not too sure on that. So I haven't been a service worker in my life. So, more than 400 administrative health sector workers begin laid off in Ontario. Being laid off, well, it's beginning. For the people! So what's going on? More than 400 health sector workers are being laid off in Ontario as progressive conservative governments moves to merge 20 agencies into one. Oh, that's great. The spokesman for Health Minister Christy Elliott says the 416 people in the back office positions, okay? So it's usually just, it could be like Canada went through a huge binge on equal opportunity hiring. So they would just hire people just to fill seats, so they kind of like virtue signaling. They did that a lot, like in the 90s, in the 2000s. Yeah, so, and then a lot of them ended up in back office positions. So I'm not saying that about, you know, I'm an immigrant, I'm Portuguese myself, right? Will lose their jobs, and another 409 vacant positions will be eliminated. Okay. The province is considering consolidating 14 local health integration networks, Cancer Care Ontario, eHealth Ontario, and other agencies into a new organization called Ontario Health. The government projects the change will save $350 million a year by 2021 by 2022, and a senior official said recently that $250 million will be saved just this year. Elliott says each agency having its own administrative and back office support needlessly duplicates operations and takes money from patient care. That's kind of true. That's kind of a good thing. During the last year's election, Premier Doug Ford repeatedly promised that no single person would lose their job under his government. So that's what's happening, people. So you got to remember, guys, these are public servants, right? Whether they're police officers or they're back office, what did she say? Back office positions. It doesn't matter. It's coming from the private sector. So they're going to have to start tightening the noose there, because right now in Toronto, property taxes need to be going up pretty much every year to keep up with the loss they're losing off of land duty, transfer tax, and all that other crap, because the middle class isn't going into buying housing anymore because nobody could afford to buy in their own cities they were born and raised in. And they're trying to do everything to get the first-time buyers back into the market, but a lot of them are moving away to Ottawa, Nova Scotia, Newfoundland. They're moving everywhere. And a lot of these people actually paid their taxes, and with them mass exodusing these big cities, the 416 and the 905, and people are no longer going to the suburbs because they can't afford that, and they're going to the outside, to the sticks, and they can't afford that. They're going out of province now to find a more affordable lifestyle. So they're going to have to start cutting back on public servants are going to be. They're going to probably cut back on more police. They'll be cutting back on more nurses and doctors. They just move to the States. They go to Texas and they buy a house for $200,000 with a pool, so they don't have to worry. Like a doctor doesn't have to worry. It's mailman and all those people that go on strike during Christmas, because I mean, as a male person, it doesn't really matter in these states. They want qualified people to actually do like doctor positions and practitioners and stuff like that. Even veterinarians are moving stateside. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'd like to know. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button.